Hey you two, so I'm aware that sub 12 seconds for 100 meters is quite a big goal for many people, and I'll be the first person to tell you that it isn't. There's many different ways to go sub 12, and this is the only time anything higher than sub 12. So obviously, just trying to get sub 12. Anything that's not sub 12 is quite easy to just cut off the times, unless you're a masters. It's quite easy to cut off times and go sub 12. There's many different ways to go through it. There's about four different ways, and it's different because if you want to go sub 11, you need to work on form. If you want to go sub 10, you need to work on form. Everything else you need to work on form, but just to go sub 12, there's so many different ways you can go about it that it's a bit crazy. So I'm gonna quickly run over the four ways you can possibly go sub 12 your first time. So first of all, the first way would be the start, focusing on your start. Make sure that your acceleration is textbook. You want your acceleration to look like how elite sprinters' acceleration looks. Obviously, the power output probably won't be the same, but you want the very first step to the seventh step to look similar to everyone else's. You want the other steps as well to look similar. People always tend to focus on the first seven steps because the form is slightly different. But yeah, focus on your first seven steps. Make sure that those look perfect. Keep your heel recovery low and let it slowly rise up until it reaches to your calf, reach your hamstrings. Then from there, just keep going and sprint. But make sure acceleration is textbook. You want it to be as perfect as possible. You want to make sure that your body's actually able to get into these positions properly. And whilst you're working on your start, don't just work on the steps, but look at your blocks as well. That's a big problem. A lot of people who are trying to get faster, they look at these different videos, they break them down, and they look and they're like, okay, I need to do this, that, and that. Okay, let me try and copy that. And yeah, if you copy that, you're going to be better. But you need to focus on two things as well before you even come out of the blocks. First of all, are my blocks set up correctly? Is the angling correct and all of that? Second of all, am I in the blocks properly? The easiest way to get that get that done properly would be to remove the blocks and actually just focus on 4-point starts without any blocks, and making sure that you're in the proper positions without any blocks, and just making sure that your body is not too tight. You don't want to be tight. You want to be loose, be hitting the right angles in the blocks, but there is no block. So in this case, just hitting say the right angles on the floor. You want 90 degrees, I think it is on the first on your front leg, and I think it's 120 degrees on your back leg. Obviously, if you can't see yourself, so it's going to be rough. But this is where taking videos of yourself to check is quite important, which I'm actually going to talk about next. Form. To go sub 12, you need to work on your form. And whilst I did say it's not really important for sub 12 because it's more important for like lower times, that doesn't mean you can't work on your form. You still need to work on your form. This is just one way you can get better, and working on your form now is really important, because if it's usually the one way you can get better to go sub 11 and sub 10, obviously this is going to be important now as well. So two ways to work on your form. First of all, be drills. A lot of people who aren't really fast sprinters, they tend to underestimate the importance of drills. Drills aren't used to warm you up. Whilst they are used in a warm-up, they're not supposed to warm you up. What they're supposed to do is teach your body how to get into certain positions, usually at top speed, so it can understand how to do it. You want to make sure that these mechanics are correct and you actually perform them as if you was sprinting, so your body can adapt to everything you're doing. Don't do high knees, just try and lift up your knees. Make sure you do them as if you're sprinting at top speed, for example. Just work on each of the drills and actually find out what each of the drills are supposed to do. For example, some of the best drills that you can do to improve speed are A skips, B skips, C skips, and dribbles. Understanding what those are, understanding why you need to do them and what use they are is important. Other than drills, there's also sub-maximal training. So I personally don't really like too much sub-maximal training unless you're like it's a rest day, because it can teach your body how to get slower if you do too much of it. But sub-maximal training is important because you're moving slow enough for you actually be able to think and control your body to move in the set pattern you want. And once you pull that off, you can speed it up faster and faster and faster until you're able to do it at top speed, which will naturally happen as your body adapts. Now, the next way to get faster would be power, increasing your power. The reason why this is third and not first or second, and yes, these are ranked, in my opinion, in order of importance, is because a person who has never gone sub 12 could have crazy amounts of power that they can transfer onto track in a fast twitch manner with keeping ground contact times low. But the problem is their form is poor and their starts are poor, so they're not actually able to use this power in a correct manner. So what ends up happening in is you might be able to produce a crazy amount of force, but because your form is garbage, what ends up happening is you get more vertical push than you do vertical, sorry, you get more horizontal, no, vertical, I was right, vertical push than you do horizontal push, which is you trying to get to the end of the race. So you spend more time in the air than you're supposed to, and you end up going slow. I personally would like to think I had this problem before I went sub 12. I mean, I haven't done it officially yet, but I like to think that I had this problem purely because I was able to produce a lot of force, and I noticed that I was spending a lot of time in the air, and when I just kind of tried to just aim underneath my body, put my feet underneath my hips instead of trying to land in front of me, because I don't know how it's like if you land in front of you, you're gonna go forward. I was actually able to improve my times and get faster by a crazy amount. To increase power, two things you can do: plyometrics and work in the gym. Both of those will strengthen your tendons and they'll strengthen your muscles. They both do it differently, so it's important you do both of them in tangent with each other. But as long as you focus on the first two and you leave the power for later on, because you don't really need much power as long as you're getting what you have to go in the right direction as efficiently as possible, you're going to go sub 12. Now, the fourth one, this one is a bit more of a lax reason, purely because it's quite important. If you can pull this off, if you're trying to go fast in sub 12, you're going to have to pull this off. But if you can pull this off, you will get sub 12, but you're still going to end up having to do the rest of the work anyway. And to achieve this, you just have to do any of the other three. Usually gym work is the easiest way to pull it off, and that is just to burn fat. If you're not sub 12, most likely your body fat percentage is too high. It's probably higher than 11%. You don't want it to be that high. You want it to be generally between 9 to 11%. So for some people, 9% is even too low. But you want to find the right amount of body fat that your body needs so it can function at its peak, because you don't want to remove as much body fat as possible, because your body actually won't be able to sprint at its efficiently if you remove all that fat. Because once you've finished racing and once you've finished training, your body's going to have to get energy from somewhere, and your body wants to get energy from fat, not from muscle. If you have no fat or barely any, your muscle is going to degrade, and that's just going to hamper your performance, and it's not very healthy. So make sure that whilst you are working on decreasing your body fat percentage, you don't go down too low. If your body's not really responding correct to sprinting and work in the gym whilst you're doing this, obviously you're going to have to bulk up a tiny bit so that you have a high body fat percentage. Obviously, the easy way to do that is just to build more muscle, sprint more, use more energy, calorie deficit. Pretty sure I have a video on this already on how to lose fat. If I haven't, probably will be a video soon coming out at some point for that. So if you like the content, do you like the video? Got any questions, any suggestions for videos that you want, put those in the comments. If you like my content, do subscribe. Usually make a video every 2 days, comes out 1 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. So if you don't live in London, don't know what that is, go check it out, make sure you can get the timing correct. And that's me.